Hello students, this is Neha Mathur and today in this video we are going to discuss the next theorem from networks theory, and this is maximum power transfer theorem. This is also an important theorem, or you can consider this theorem as one of the most important theorem which is also asked in many competitive examinations as well as in semester examinations also. But before starting the topic, consider to subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get updated for the upcoming videos. Also like the video and share this video with your friends also, so that it reaches with all the students. So see, maximum power transfer theorem. As we know that in almost all the electronics and electrical application, power is an important factor, because almost all the equipment demands maximum power received at load terminal, or I can say that the maximum power you are providing to your circuit as an input must be supplied or must be received at the output terminal. You can consider it as an output terminal, or you can say load terminal, because if you have a circuit in which you are providing DC voltage source, in that case we can say that the load terminal means simply a resistor having resistance in terms of ohm, while if you are talking about AC circuits in which we are providing AC input source to our circuit, in that case load means simply an impedance of the circuit in terms of ohms also. So in DC circuits, load means simple resistance having some resistance in terms of ohm, while in AC circuit again load means some impedance of the circuit again in the terms of ohms. Now if you are providing DC voltage source to your circuit as an input, that means the demand of the circuit is that particular power you are providing to the circuit must be received, maximum power must be received at the output side. Similarly for AC circuit we are also want the same condition, that the maximum, that the power we are providing at the input side, the maximum value must be transferred at the output terminal. So if you are talking about DC circuit or AC circuit, both demands same condition. Now the task is, we want the maximum power at the output side. So what we should do? This theorem provides us a basic idea about how we can transfer maximum power. This theorem states that the voltage source you are providing at the input side of the circuit can be transferred maximum at the output terminal or at the load terminal if the input resistance and the value of the load resistance is equal. So just by making these two resistances equal, you can transfer your maximum input power to the output terminal. Two important parameters, two important resistance, that is output resistance, the load resistance should be equal to the input resistance. If both these two are going to be equal, that the maximum power can be transferred from input to output if you are providing DC voltage source. Now this is the simple statement, but how it can be proved? What will be the proof for this circuit, so that we can transfer, we can make it reliable, or we can make it practical for our circuit. So now I am going to discuss the proof of this theorem, and to make it a proper consideration we will have to consider, or we will have to take a simple circuit, so that we can find that is it really possible to transfer a maximum power at the output terminal by just by making both the resistance equal. So firstly I am considering one simple circuit. See, the important thing is, whatever the circuit you are taking or you are considering for the transfer of the power at the output terminal, the first thing is, if you want to transfer the maximum power at the output terminal, that the first condition is, firstly you should convert that particular complex or any circuit into equivalent Thevenin circuits, which looks like this. In this circuit you have one voltage source VTH, that is Thevenin voltage, RTH Thevenin's resistance, and a simple load resistance, a simple output terminal across which you want to transfer maximum power to your circuit. Now the thing is, how we can convert our circuit into such kind of circuit. This is totally a concept of the conversion of any circuit into Thevenin circuit, and that topic is already covered in my previous videos. So I will suggest you, before starting this topic, before understanding of this topic, you must follow that particular video. Just go through with that video. That video will provide you a complete idea about how you can convert your circuit into Thevenin equivalent circuit, which looks like this. So if you have a Thevenin equivalent circuit, you can prove that is it really possible to transfer maximum power of your circuit across this terminal. So now our task is to prove this. So see, the first thing is, since this is a closed circuit, so now the first thing is I must show a proper current. So here I am taking, because of this voltage source, I am taking I current which is flowing from this circuit. Now the task is calculate the initial level, calculate the power across this load resistance. So as we know that the basic formula for the calculation of the power is, in terms of current, it will be I square RL. Basically we have a formula, voltage multiplied by current. So that voltage can be written in terms of current and resistance. So the formula becomes I square multiplied by RL, or if you want to make it in terms of voltage, it also only in terms of voltage, it will like this. You have several formulas for the calculation of the power. I am considering this formula. Power across load terminal is equals to I square multiplied by RL. Now here the current I is equals to the current flowing from this circuit is equals to I, from using Ohm's law you can write that I is equals to V upon R. So V is VTH divided by total resistance of the circuit, and since these two resistors are connected in the series, so the total resistance will be RTH plus RL. So this is the current which is flowing from this circuit. Now just put this value in the previous equation so that you can find a proper expression for the PL. So the power across load terminal will be VTH divided by RTH plus RL, the whole square of this, because you have an I square multiplied by RL. So this is a expression of power across this load terminal. Now I am rewriting it at the top of the board. I can rewrite this formula VTH RL upon RTH plus RL, the lower part having square, looks like this. So this is the power dissipated, this is the power received at the output terminal or at the load terminal. Now the task is, as we know, or I can say that as we want that maximum power should be delivered at the output terminal. So as per the concept of the mathematics, the maxima or minima for any variable can be calculated by calculating the first order derivative of that particular variable and put it equals to 0. So for the calculation of maximum value, we will have to follow a concept of mathematics, which is the first order derivative of this expression, which is PL with respect to RL, because RL is a load terminal which may vary as per circuit. So it must be 0. So just by putting the first order derivative of this expression is equals to 0, you can find a proper condition which is required to deliver maximum power at the load terminal. So now we will have to calculate the first order derivative of this expression. So I am just using a concept of differentiation to find the value of this expression, and after that we will have to put it equals to 0. So just put d upon DRL, I am putting the value of PL from here, which is VTH square multiplied by RL upon RTH plus RL, the denominator having whole square. So it is looks like this. Now just before starting the differentiation you should take all the constant values outside. Here VTH, that is Thevenin voltage, is constant, so no need to make it a part of differentiation. So I am writing over here at the outside of the bracket, and the expression for which will have to follow the differentiation concept is this one, is equals to 0. Fine. Now I am just following the concept of differentiation. See, if you have, firstly here I am mentioning the concept of differentiation, that if you have two variables in terms of their division like this, in that case you will have to make a proper differentiation in this term, that denominator will be with the square. After that you will have to take denominator as a constant, and the derivation and the differentiation of the first variable minus the first numerator part is treated as a constant, while go with the differentiation of the denominator. So this is the concept of, you will have to follow this formula for the differentiation of this expression, that is u upon v, and both are the variables. When the denominator is treated as a square of this denominator, it will be constant, while the upper variable is differentiated minus the upper variable is constant, while the second variable is treated for the differentiation. Now by following this concept I am going to calculate the differentiation of this expression. See, VTH square is again outside the expression, the denominator RTH plus RL, the whole square of RTH plus RL, and to apply this formula I will have to make again a square of this. After that treat this denominator as a constant, which is RTH plus RL square, differentiation of numerator, which is again RL here, minus numerator, and the differentiation of denominator, which is RTH plus RL with whole square. So this is the expression you will have to execute, you will have to evaluate this expression to find that first order derivative of the power across the load. So come with the solution of this expression. See, VTH is again going to be outside of the box. Here you have the first term is RTH plus RL with its whole square. When you are going to derivate this load resistance with respect to this RL, it is going to be provide 1 minus RL is again constant. Now the differentiation of this expression, and as per the concept of differentiation, the power always comes forward, and the expression, you can write this expression like this, and when you are going to differentiate this expression, the derivative of RTH will be 0, while for the RL it will be 1 divided by RTH plus RL power 4. Now again I am rewriting this equation to make it more simple, which is RTH plus RL with its whole square minus twice of RL multiplied by RTH plus RL, and this expression is going to provide us 1 only. So no need to write it again, is equals to 0, and the expression is divided by RTH plus RL with power 4. Fine. So you have an expression in your left side, in the left side of the equation. Just try to solve it and try to find some expression which can be considered as a important condition for the maximum power transfer at the output terminal. Now see, this expression we can take it at the right side of the equation, so it can be disappeared. Similarly, for this expression we can also take it as a right side of our equation. So this complete equation, because of this 0, that complete equation can be rewritten like this: RTH plus RL whole square minus twice of RL RTH plus RL is equals to 0, I am going to multiply this expression from the left side RTH plus RL with power 4 divided by this VTH. There is such a no sense to write such expression, because this and this, when it is going to be multiplied by 0, it will be 0. Just to make, for your understanding, just to make it more easy, I was just trying to write it. So your expression is like this. Now RTH plus RL whole square is equals to twice of RL, RTH plus RL. Again, here you have a RTH plus RL with power of 2, while here you have a single RTH plus RL. So a single RTH plus RL can be deleted, can be reduced because of this. So now your expression will be RTH plus RL is equals to twice of RL. So when you are going to make it more simple, twice of RL minus RL is equals to RTH, and your RL is going to be equals to RTH. And as I told you, the statement of maximum power transfer theorem is that when the input resistance, the value of the input resistance is going to be equal to the value of the resistance of the output terminal, only in that case, when these two are going to be equal, only in that case maximum power can be received at the output terminal or at the load terminal of your circuit. So if you want to make a proper use of the input voltage source, you will have to make these, you will have to fulfill this particular condition so that maximum power can be delivered at the output terminal. So that particular condition is verified over here. Now the interesting thing is how much amount of power will be delivered in this case when these two are going to be equal, that how much power is going to be delivered across load terminal. So now we will calculate the power. We have already calculated the basic formula of the power, and it was PL, it was equals to VTH square multiplied by RL divided by RTH plus RL whole square. So we have this formula already, we have calculated this formula. Just to make some changes in the circuit, you can calculate this PL. So what will be the changes? Your RTH is equals to RL. In that case, your PL will become PL max, that is maximum power across load terminal. So I can again write this formula. Your PL become power, maximum power, which is equals to VTH square RL divided by RTH can be replaced by RL plus again RL with its square. So it will be VTH square RL divided by 2 RL with its square. So VTH square RL upon 4 RL square. Fine. So a single RL can be deleted by, can be divided by this, and your expression will be 4 RL. That is the power which you can achieve or you can receive at the output terminal, or I can rewrite it like this: VTH square divided by 4, since RTH is equals to RL. So you can write this expression like this. So this is going to be the maximum power received at the load terminal of your circuit only if the input resistance, which is RTH, is going to be equal to load resistance, that is your RL. Maximum power transfer theorem provides us an efficient approach to save the power of the circuit by delivering maximum power across output terminal. So this is the concept of maximum power transfer theorem. Fine. So if you are following the content, consider to subscribe my channel. And one more thing I must consider over here, that you should follow all the videos of network theories, because It is like a chain of all the videos. Once you will be able to understand the basics of the network theory, the basic terminologies related to network theory, then you will be more comfortable with all these theorems. So follow all the videos related to network theory. It will provide you confidence and as well as appropriate knowledge related to networks theory. So if you are following the topic and the content as well, consider to subscribe my channel and click on bell icon, and also share this video and like this video. Thank you so much.